Hi, good afternoon and welcome. Daniel Gennis here from talking to you from London in the United Kingdom. I hope you're all well and thank you for dropping in and taking a look and see what yours truly has been up to. Yes, Daniel Gennis, one and only. My video diaries are totally unscripted, totally unrehearsed, and it's just off the top of my head. What you see is what you get. There is no posh English accent here. I didn't go to a private school. I had a public education. Yes, the British public education system. I'm a recipient of it or a victim, depending on your point of view. Went to university, but not Cambridge or Oxford. So yes, I am a man of the people and a man for the people. So here I am again speaking to you, a little bit animated, but then again I've had a long day sitting in a very hot office with some air conditioning but not much. Yes, it's another warm day. Warm, yeah, well, it's hot. I say warm because it's not as hot as yesterday was. But then again, I wasn't running around from one end of London, i.e., to traveling from central London to northwest London, and then down to the east side of London to pick up gear, like a camera tripod, which was useless. I couldn't screw my camera into it, so I just cannibalized it for parts. And yes, I went and got myself a camera bag all the way in the wilds of Mill Hill East. Yeah, I think I mentioned in my last entry, I took a very steep hill to reach a house where the gentleman left. Didn't invite me in, just gave me the bag, took the cash, and didn't even offer me a glass of water. Oh, how very kind of him. But then again, I think he looked Greek. He reminded me of a director I worked for, which I'll say nothing more of. Yeah, so yes, yeah, not the best of days for in the office. I had a lot of work to do, and then I had trouble with my laptop. I spent the whole morning going back and forth to IT, or the tech bar as they call it, where I work in the civil service. And the guys were great, but it was an intermittent problem. So in the end, with about, was it maybe going on to 12 midday, I finally got a laptop on loan and just carried on trying to catch up. I did make some progress, but I got got really one really big job, so that's going to be an early start, an even earlier start than normal to get that done. I've also got to pick up a camera lens from Baker Street. That will probably happen after work. I mean, the person selling it would like me to pick it up, in time between 7 a.m. A bit too early for me to go around shopping. But well, anyway, I made a deal via Facebook to buy this Nikon lens for my second-hand camera, which you can't shoot video on it, otherwise I'll be using it rather than my iPhone 6. But it can take professional pictures. It's 4 megapixels or something like that. 4MP, not very much compared to the cameras you can get today, but having looked through the Facebook marketing page, and I suppose this will be the same for eBay, but I haven't looked at eBay in years. People are selling their cameras for a hell of a lot of money. You're going from 200, 250, 300, 300 plus, 400, 400 plus, and I'm thinking to myself, well, if I had that much money to spend, well, I wouldn't be buying a second-hand camera at those prices. I would be going to the store and getting a camera. I think people are incessantly greedy, but that's people all over. I've had some really great deals on guitars and microphones and things like that. I have a guitar that is worth over 400 pounds. That's probably several hundred US dollars. The hard case, I forgot what it's called now. Gate, I think, the hard case. I mean, that's worth around £100 sterling, a couple of $100 or 150 US dollars, depending on the currency. And I got a really good deal for maybe 150 pounds sterling. That's what, 250 US dollars. So there are great deals to be got when it comes to certain things like guitars. I mean, I have seen some that I'd really like, but again, it's kind of really serious money. There is one guy's got this fantastically designed white electric guitar, and he's selling it for £820 sterling. That's what 1500 US dollars plus. I think, I mean, he said he paid good money for it because he paid well over £1,000 sterling, UK sterling, for it. So obviously he doesn't want to get it cheap. But then again, if you buy a guitar that for that much money, why are you getting rid of it? I mean, he's still got the guitar there, and he can't sell it. Many people like myself love it, but we're not prepared to pay 820 UK pounds sterling for it. But that's the way it is. The marketplace ultimately declares what something is worth. I mean, he's stuck with a guitar that he can't sell. I mean, there are plenty of people like that. I mean, I'm kind of tapped out on my budget. I mean, my budget that I had saved up to do actors courses and workshops, I mean, it went to fund my ambition to learn to play guitar. So I'm kind of tapped out, and again, I'm not sure if I would be spending that kind of money, several £100s, on a second-hand guitar. You can go to the store and get it, but it depends on what you're buying. I did see a nice black acoustic guitar, hard case, going for £150 sterling. I might tap myself out to get it, but then again, the person hasn't come back to me. A similar situation regarding, excuse me, oily skin, gets itchy when I get hot. So that aside, my cosmetic skin aside, yes, I did see something akin to a mandolin, but this guitar has its origins in Spain. It's not very well known. It's going for a bargain price, and I have actually put in an interest. But again, the person hasn't come back to me. Maybe they've sold it already. I don't know. But it's not. I mean, the guitar, in terms of the English music scene, it's only being used by a guitarist. Forgot what his name is, but he was in the rock band Yes, and the supergroup Asia, that had a few albums out and a couple of hit singles during the early 80s. But it was used on Yes's Wondrous Stories, this Spanish guitar. It's mistaken for the mandolin. I won't bother to mention. I think it's called Bandura or something like that. But yeah, person hasn't come back to me, so I mean, I've just chalked up to a dead loss and kind of moved on. So what's in store for me for the rest of the day? Well, it's warm, a little bit too warm for me to go to the gym. Feeling a bit stressed after the kind of day I had. So my throat's getting dry now. So I will excuse me. Let me just hold this.